Hey John Rowe.
The topic of the
We should do a
podcast
podcast.
together,
We
and
should do a
I'm
podcast.
excited.
Oi John. Hey John Rowe. We should do a podcast.
The topic of the podcast together, and honestly, I'm excited.
G'day, Dorks, and welcome into Lords of Dorktown, a podcast all about anime, cartoons, and video games. I'm your host, Philip, and the dork joining me tonight is friend of the show, Jay Rowe. How are you, buddy?
Hi to ho, Filarino. How you doing, neighbour?
Oh, mate, pretty bloody good. Living that lockdown life. You know how it is?
Man, it's been pretty rough in Sydney. I tell you what.
Yeah, we're only just starting to get it down here on the coast, but yeah, I mean, we're probably locked inside for a while, but you know, there's never been a better time to be locked inside because there's a whole bunch of content out there, and I'm fucking hungry for content.
How are you, son?
But speaking of things I'm hungry for, I thought we might kick off with a bit of "Can I take your order?"
Oh yes, my favourite segment.
So I think in the last "Can I Take Your Order" segment we covered the closure of my local KFC.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, R.I.P. Pour it out for a big one.
But to be reborn again as a phoenix.
It will, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Dirty Bird will rise again. And look, it's coming up to hopefully without any interference from all the lockdown and stuff. Hopefully it should be reopening soon. I'm guessing by the time this episode comes out, we might be like close to a week away to the event. Like this is it's getting to the pointy end of the things. Like this is the end game.
I know, but what I'm sad about is like we had this event, like you said, an event planned.
Yeah.
No one's going to be there.
Nope. Yeah, so I kind of, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was just day drinking and talking to a friend of the show, Flash, and we were just kind of talking about this, and we got onto the idea of, I told him about the KFC shutdown, and me and him just started planning this kind of dream feast, and I was like, at the time it was like 6 weeks away, and we weren't in lockdown, so I was like, fuck it, let's do this. We can actually do this. So I started planning. I sent out invites to everyone. I was like, come on guys, let's do this. We're all gonna put in. I was gonna call it the first supper. We were gonna gather at my local KFC on the grand opening, and we're gonna all sit down and enjoy a massive feast and gorge ourselves.
It was going to be massive too.
It was gonna be good, but look, I'm realizing that I've come to terms with the fact that I'm going to have to transition this into a solo experience, which I think, honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, I think is what I always wanted.
A very private event. You want to be able to go home with it, just lay there, take all your clothes off, put the bucket right between your legs, sit down on the couch, and just gorge yourself.
I don't want anyone to see me while I do this. Like this, I want this to be very private. But
and you're not going to wipe your hands at the end of it, are you?
Oh no. It'll be arm licking good. That's how much I'll be licking. Not finger licking good, arm licking good. I'm gonna get deep in that bucket. But
that reminds me. I'm just seeing that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer finds that big tub of lard and he just slams his fist into it and pulls it out and just starts licking it and saying, lard.
That's definitely going to be me. But because this is going to be more of a solo experience, I did want to get others involved in the creating of the order that I'm going to put in. So I've kind of done a bit of math. So the money I would have spent at KFC over the time it's been closed is the money I'm going to put into my first meal back at KFC. So I've estimated probably around $60-$70 is what I would have spent over the last couple of weeks while I'm being shut.
Is this the first lot of maths you've done in a while, or other than recipes?
What was that, sorry?
First amount of maths you've done outside of recipes for a while?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
You basically did the monthly accounting for...
Yeah. So yeah, I figured I've got about $60 to $70 to spend on my first supper. So I'm kind of at a crossroads here, John, and I want to open this up to you and a few other of the guests of Dorktown and a few of the dorks. What should be in my order? Now, I'm split with two frames of mind here. So, do I go for a little bit of everything, or do I just get the stuff that I like? Now, there are a few big menu items on here that I could get. So, there's stuff like the Giant Feast, which comes in at $43.95 AUD. Comes with 15 pieces of original recipe, 18 nuggets, and 5 sides.
No.
Exactly.
No, you're not going there for the sides. Let's be honest.
I'm not going there for 5 sides, but okay.
Not at all.
What about? And the only thing in that bucket that excites me is the 15 pieces of original recipe. But I'm going to be very serious here. I don't think I want that much original recipe. I think original recipe is good, but I don't think I want it to be the main component of my first supper.
I think 15 is a lot.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm definitely going to throw in a burger feast. Now, a burger feast comes in at $29.95. It comes with 4 burgers, 6 nuggets, 1 popcorn chicken, and 2 chips. I think that's half my budget, but I think that's half my budget well spent right there.
You want Zinger burgers, obviously.
4 Zinger burgers, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know you love a Zinger burger.
There are other options here. So, like, 10 Wicked Wings come in at $10.95. A Max Popcorn Chicken comes in at $7.95. Original recipe, I could get 21 pieces for $34.95. And a Zinger box just by itself, which is my go-to, comes in at $12.95. So, is there an argument to be made that I just get 5 Zinger boxes?
No. No. You need those 5 cans of soft drink, don't you?
That's only like 15 Wicked Wings, 5 burgers. Yeah, I reckon I can do it better.
Like, if you want my honest opinion...
Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
The only thing worth buying from KFC... not the only thing worth buying, but the number one product for me is Wicked Wings.
Yeah.
I already said it on the group chat. I think you should just buy $60 worth of Wicked Wings. Which I believe is 60 Wicked Wings.
Yeah, so for $65.70, $65.70, I could get 60 Wicked Wings.
Imagine the fun you could have with 60 Wicked Wings.
60 Wicked Wings is good, but I mean, look, I reckon I'm gonna say, I think I've got this, and I do like where your head's at with the 60 Wicked Wings, but I'm gonna hit you with a counter offer. What about 30 Wicked Wings?
30
Wicked Wings.
And what else are you gonna?
Well, with 30 Wicked Wings, I could still get the Burger Feast, which is 4 burgers, 6 nuggets, a popcorn chicken, and 2 chips. I think the ratio for popcorn chicken and Wicked Wings is off there a little bit, but I think the burger ratio is good.
You want 2 chips? That's a lot of stomach space for potato.
Okay, you're going into this with the idea that I'm A, going to be able to finish all this in one sitting, and B, even am going to attempt to finish this all in one sitting.
Oh, okay, so you're really just flexing your privilege.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This will be eaten over 2 days. I'm calling it now. There's no way I'm putting away 6. But that being said, the first crack of the first supper, I plan on having a good crack. And I'll make a night out of it. Yeah. I'll get the wine out, I'll put on some nice underwear. I will fucking make this a night. You know what I mean?
Put on some nice underwear. Crack out the best bottle of cologne you've got.
Oh, yeah. Trim up, shave.
Well, if finishing the meal's not the case, then yeah, definitely get two large chips. But if you go right now, man, they're only $2 a pop, so you might as well not even worry about putting them in a meal. Might as well just buy them on the side.
Yeah, bro, I can't. This is weeks away, man. This is a meal I'm planning weeks away. That's why I'm trying to go into it with. Okay, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you the power to add to my order something that you insist that is on my order. So something that you insist is on my order. It will be on my order. It'll be the first thing that I've written down as a confirmed order for my KFC first supper.
Okay.
What would you like to add onto it?
Oh,
it's your choice. Your choice.
You know, I think, honestly, you need to do. Do you like stacker burgers?
Oh yeah, I've had one.
Okay, but you like Zinger burgers, right?
I love a Zinger burger. I fucking love a Zinger burger.
What about a double Zinger burger? You get a custom-made burger. You get the Zinger burger and you slap on extra pieces of chicken.
4 extra pieces of chicken?
You want to go 4 extra pieces of chicken?
Well, I just thought, like, is that what you're talking about? Are you talking like a double stacker, or are you talking
just a double Zinger? Like you got, but because the stacker's got like weird sauce on it.
Oh yeah, stacker has cheese as well too. I don't like. I hate KFC cheese.
Yeah. So I reckon sack that. But I'm thinking you should double up your Zinger burger.
Okay. Look. I'll take your advice. And the first,
you're not a fan of that.
Look, it's not where I was gonna. It's not where I thought you would go with this. But look, it's written down here. It's my first order now. Is confirmed that a part of my first supper will be a double Zinger stacker. A Zinger stacker, custom made with no cheese. I like that. That's fine.
Plus I think Wicked Wings. The Wicked Wings got to go in there. If you don't have Wicked Wings, I'll be upset. You know, like I'm happy to even do like a Zoom call, and
we just say Wicked Wings.
Wicked Wings.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine.
That'll be the public event. You have your private session.
Oh yeah.
But you can exclude the Wicked Wings from that if we get together online, and we have a wing competition. I want a wing competition.
I'll be so down for that. I think that's enough. Can I take your order? Tune in next week when we have the gripping discussion of whether a Twister will appear on my KFC first supper order.
Twister, wow.
What a bit of sizzle. But we have a shit ton of actual content to get through, not this fucking bullshit. Absolute jam-packed show this week. We had a bunch of trailers getting dropped, so we figured we'd do a classic Philip and J-Ro discuss game trailers. A classic game trailer discussion. So we'll kick it off with the Wukong trailer. This came out of nowhere and floored me. I loved this.
I was shocked at how great it looked. It looked phenomenal on the Unreal Engine 5. Really good.
So this is Black Myth Wukong is the game. I'm not sure what studio it's coming out of. But yeah, we got a teaser trailer earlier in the year, and this was like full gameplay trailer, and it looked fucking great. Like it looked legit magnificent.
Yeah, crisp as hell. And the gameplay looked very. Did you feel like it was almost kind of some From Software kind of Soulsy vibe?
Yeah, it looked like it gave me Mad Souls vibe, but also the way he was using the ability on the staff looked like it was easy. Or not easy, but like it looked like you were more powerful than you are in like a Souls type game.
Yeah.
It felt like it wasn't so much of a disadvantaged fight kind of thing. Which is good.
It felt and like the way the audio that came out of when he's using moves and like hitting enemies gave it like real texture. Like it felt like there was weight behind the staff. So they've done the developers done really good at kind of making that. Even like the trailer was immersive almost. Like you felt like you could really hear him smacking these as if they had like solid matter and weren't just like a cartoon noise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% agreed. And like, yeah, this is definitely like a Souls vibey looking game. But yeah. For me, it looked, and I don't know why it came across this way, and maybe the game itself won't be like this, but it looked like a Souls game, but not as, maybe not as punishing. It definitely felt like, especially when it came to like, I don't know if you noticed the hitboxes for everything. The hitboxes were so small for the character of Wukong. Like, he was you could see frames of the attacks just whizzing actually straight past him. You know what I mean? Like, it was... It looked like nearly perfect when it comes to like hitboxes and stuff like that. So, man, if this is a Souls game but easy and with a great storyline based on Wukong, I'm fucking there for it, brother.
Yeah, it didn't look anywhere near as punishing. Like in the trailer, he could get hit a few times. Didn't take off like massive chunks of health, but did look like you had to play quiet. You couldn't be super aggressive. You kind of had to take your time with it, which I like. That's the kind of like games that I'm really into right now. It's not just the normal monotony of just steamrolling through a game, pressing buttons, being very much more tactile about it.
Yeah, agreed. And like the abilities that they were using for the staff all looked wicked. Like it all looked nice and fun. It's the perfect gameplay trailer because I just immediately wanted to start playing it. Like it looked so polished and it looked so fun to play. And I mean, Unreal Engine looks fucking unreal. Like Unreal Engine 5 looks breathtaking. So this really feels like it's a complete next generation game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So crisp. Like so nice, right?
Super crisp.
I liked the couple of enemies that you did see in the fight. Super interesting. The dragon looked insane. I really liked when you in the scene with the dragon fight. When he did the big wind up to swing and he hits it in the face, and the dragon like actually reacted to being smacked in the face. So it looks like there's a lot of modeling and animations within the models in terms of reacting to inputs from the player too, not just your standard like swing at the enemy, and like you'll just do the player's character model, and the enemy might just kind of reef back a little bit, but it looked like they'd actually there was a hitbox on the cheek and he reacted to being hit there. Super immersive stuff. I believe it is a small developer, and I think that's why there's been word of this going around for a while. I think they had issues with crashing, and they've had to upgrade it from their Unreal Engine 4 to the 5. But I think I don't think we'd have to wait too much longer. I mean, 2022 would be like kind of what I'd be hoping for.
It's scheduled for a 2023 release.
2023, okay.
So it's developed by Game Science. So yeah, not the biggest studio. Apparently it's scheduled for a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and a PC release. We'll probably see how that goes. That's pretty audacious to expect that, but we'll see. 2023 is a while away, so this one's not coming out for an absolute minute. But speaking of something that's coming out very soon, the Diamond and Pearl remakes for Pokemon for the Nintendo Switch. So we got a little Pokemon Direct this week. Actually last week by the time this is coming out. And yeah, we got another trailer for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. We saw a look at this earlier in the year. We knew that it was going to be this kind of cherub form, a more stylized version, remake of Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl. Kind of taking a step back from Sword and Shield when it comes to, you know, the design-wise and how everything looks.
Third person looking back to the isometric top-down.
Yeah, and look, I'm genuinely excited for this game now. Like, we got to see that there's going to be wild areas in this remake with overworld encounter Pokemon, so you don't have to look through the grass. But the grass is also back in other routes and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a bit of... It looks like they've gone for a blend between, you know, this new generation of Pokemon games, the Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and, you know, the older games that this is based on, Diamond and Pearl, and kind of blended them together. I was really excited to see the companion Pokemons back and getting having a companion Pokemon follow you around. That looked fucking sick.
Yeah, I mean, that's always, ever since they brought that out, that's always been kind of like a big appeal. Like, it's always living the Ash dream, you know? Like, you're always going to have your Pokemon following you around rather than not having one.
Oh, so,
yeah. Yeah. Big vibes on that.
Yeah, and, like, the way it looked in the trailer, like, especially there's a scene where you've got a Piplup following you, and it's kind of, like, following you off to the side and like running around in circles and stuff like that. I was like, that is fucking cute, man.
Yeah.
Like I love me some of that shit.
Oh yeah.
What did you think?
I was surprised, really. It is a remake of an older game, so I suppose I shouldn't say I'm necessarily very surprised at the fact they went back to isometric. But it looked much more nostalgic. It definitely looked way more Pokemon. So yeah, I'd be excited for it. I honestly thought I was kind of done with Pokemon after Sword and Shield. It was a great game and everything, but it just didn't really keep me peaked. So I feel like getting this step back to what's really nostalgic is actually, I found, was more interesting. Especially like when you've got like Tales, which we'll talk about. Legends, which we'll talk about coming up later.
Yep.
I did feel way more nostalgic and kind of like, I want to dive into that and smash that out. So interesting. It looks like they put more production into like the kind of the Pokemon contests and stuff.
That's going to be fun. I'm genuinely excited for that.
You're
yeah.
a big user of that. I never really got into it too much.
No, and because it wasn't that engaging in those original games, like it just wasn't fun. So yeah, I didn't do a lot of it. I know friends at the time got big into it and like were maxing out the stats for their Pokemon for competitions and stuff like that in the game, and that was fun for them apparently. But yeah, I was never one for that, but just like a lot of little things in this trailer really got me excited, like the gym battles where you get to see. Like the gym battle where I think it's the rock gym where you go up against Cranidos, like one of my favorite gym battles when I was playing in my first playthrough of Diamond and Pearl, and just like the generation of Pokemon that is in, like I love it. Like we got to see Buizel, we got to see like so many fun, cool Pokemon that I just fucking love so much. I'm really excited for Diamond and Pearl.
You love your Floatzels.
I do love my Buizels and Floatzels. It's very good. If I can get a Krogunk in this, I'm gonna be. Mwah.
Yeah, it's
my dream.
I was watching I think Arceus talk about it maybe. Shout out Arceus Gaming, great channel. And with the caves now and like the hideouts, you can actually you can modify areas like wild areas by putting in certain statues of Pokemon, which will make them spawn in the overworld. And it's actually the only way to catch certain rare Pokemon, which I thought was pretty interesting. So
it'd be really good if this game has a shit ton of end game / replayability, because I was the same with you when it come to Sword and Shield. I thrashed Sword and Shield and really loved it, and then got to end game and did a bit of competitive breeding and a bit of competitive Pokemon play, and it was good, and then, I did a Nuzlocke, and that was fun-ish. But yeah, I don't know, Sword and Shield just, once the initial appeal of it wore off, there was nothing to go back to. Yeah. And that's kind of the first time that's ever happened to me with a Pokemon game. Like, I could still boot up, like, Black and White now on my DS and have an absolute thrash of it. Yeah. Start from the start, have a thrash, but I have no inclination to do that for Sword and Shield. Just none.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken it completely off the Switch now, and I didn't get the expansion either. The expansion, I thought I was going to get the expansion, but by then I'd already kind of the flame had died on it for me.
I think friend of the show Josh got the expansion, and he spoke mediocrely about it. So,
I mean, and Sword and Shield, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Gigamax at all. Mega Evolutions was kind of borderline for me in the first place. I kind of understood it and I kind of liked it, but then going Gigamax was just too much, too over the top, quite literally.
I liked Mega. I really did like Mega Evolution because it gave new life to like old Pokemon evolution chains and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't like Gigantamax. I thought it was fucking dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
But speaking of more Pokemon, we got another trailer for the Pokemon Masters Journey. So this is the second sequel series to the Pokemon Journeys, the new Pokemon anime. So I believe this is just the second Japanese series that's being released in the English dub. or season 2 of Pokemon Journey is being released in English dub. Sorry,
Yeah.
but in the Western it's being called Pokemon Masters Journey. Pokemon Masters Journey. Sorry, dumb name. You watched this trailer and you haven't seen any of Pokemon Journey, so what did you think?
Yeah, not at all. I first thought, is Ash younger? Like, they're drawing him younger, right? And he's running around with kids, right? I mean, that's really what I was thinking. I was like, man, is this like a before version? Like, no.
No, this is it's complicated. So I can
explain.
give you like clip notes. So basically, Journey does this pretty interesting thing where Ash has done everything that Ash has done.
Okay.
So everything that happened to Ash between, the start
He's hit all the
of
Pokemon
the...
leagues.
Yep. So he's done that. He's clocked everything. Alola... Pokemon Alola happened. That all Sun and Moon, that's all happened. And now he's back and he's kind of taking things from the start again almost. So instead of basing this
for punishment, he hates being strong.
Yeah, so instead of basing it basically breaks the format that all the Pokemon animes have done previously with the exception of Sun and Moon because that kind of broke the format as well. So what this series does is it based Ash and his new companion Go as Pokemon researchers for a Professor Oak type professor. And then they get sent off to all these different areas of the Pokemon world. So, one episode they might visit the Sinnoh region. The next episode they might go to the Kanto region, stuff like that. So it's very going all over the place. So we experience... So you experience a lot of, different generations of Pokemon. So you're never locked into a specific generation, although they are trying to show off the new generation. Yeah. They're also going back and visiting a lot of the classics. It's also led to, in the first series of Pokemon Journey, Ash's Pokemon team is fucking wild. Like, he has a Dragonite in his team. Like, he has just OP Pokemon from the start. Like, it's nuts. And look... I liked Pokemon Journeys. I've watched it all, and I actually really did enjoy it. And this new trailer for Pokemon Masters Journey, again, dumb name, looks to be more of the same. Ash is out there trying to be the very best. His companion Go is on a mission to catch one of every Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, so Ash isn't trying to catch. He's already...
Ash is just doing what Ash has always done,
Just be, the very best.
Trying to be the very best.
Is that what Journeys was about?
Yeah, basically. So Ash is just out there trying to catch Pokemon and train and become stronger, and goes out there trying to catch one of every Pokemon. So they both have clear goals, and Go as Ash's companion character this series is fantastic. This new season, we're getting a new companion character who was kind of in the background in the first season. We're getting a new companion character who's on her own journey that we're going to find out. So. Yeah. Look, it looks like there's a lot of fun things, and again, we get Ash trying to train up a Farfetch'd to level up. So all that stuff looks sick.
Yeah, the small bits of the Farfetch'd fight did look sick. They've like really amped up the animations. I can tell on the fighting.
Fights in Journey are like X and Y level of good. Like, none of this baby shit from Sun and Moon. No, they're back to like full good fights. Yeah,
no, it looked hella interesting. It looked very like new age anime, where it's way over the top. So yeah, I thought it was cool that the fact that like Farfetch'd, and a pretty weak Farfetch'd by the look of it, could just do a real... I don't know what movie he was doing, but it looked like a super... it almost looked like a spirit bomb kind of explosion.
Yeah. So... After seeing this trailer, do you think you'd go in on any Pokemon Journeys now?
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed the trailer, actually. There was a massive roster of Pokemon that they showed in that trailer. And I love Cinderace, is one of my favourite Pokemon. And I think he's the main companion of Go.
Yeah, so Go starts off with a Scorbunny and, obviously gets a Cinderace, and their relationship is one of the better Pokemon trainer relationships in the whole series.
Yep.
I think Journeys is really worth a watch. I think it is definitely a skip an episode in the first 5 minutes if you're not enjoying it, and just do it that way because they are very episodic. Kind of, there's less of an overarching narrative, and it's very episodic.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's
that
really
makes
good
sense.
though.
They've done so much Pokemon. They've done so many seasons of Pokemon that it's kind of like, unless they're following the standard league structure, you're not going to miss much, I suppose. I was shocked.
And
to
they
see
do.
that Team Rocket.
They
was
do
still
have. Oh yeah, I'm so happy that they brought Team Rocket back, and not so much brought back, but if you've watched any Sun and Moon, Team Rocket got weird in Sun and Moon. It was off. No, it wasn't right. Something was wrong. You mentioned that it looks like there's a good roster of Pokemon in this, and that's one of the best things about Journey is because they travel all over the Pokemon world and they go to these different regions. Every episode you're either reunited with a old Pokemon from a generation that you forgot about and you're so excited to see them animated again, or you're dealing with a new Pokemon, or you're seeing two Pokemon being animated together that you haven't seen. Like there was one, I think it's one scene where like you've got Butterfree flying through the air like a Gen 1 Pokemon, and like the Gen 5 like Vivian, the bug Pokemon Vivian. Yeah, flying next to it and stuff like that. Like all these different Pokemon generations mixing together, it makes Journey this kind of melting pot of Pokemon, and it's something. It's something.
Is
you
it
know,
almost a homage to
homage.
Everything they've been through, or
yeah, it definitely feels like they hit the reset button for a new generation. Like, I don't want to give away it's a fucking spoiler for Pokemon Journeys. Who cares? In the first episode, you get to see Pikachu before it's Pikachu. We finally get to see the origins of Pikachu being a Pichu in the wild and then evolving to Pikachu. So
like
we finally get an
Pikachu.
origin. Ash's Pikachu, yeah.
No,
So we finally get...
It was born Pikachu.
Nah. I know. Man, we should probably rack on to the next trailer because this is the one we actually want to sink our teeth into big time. This was the big daddy of the Pokemon presentation. This blew up the group chat as soon as it hit. So this was good. We are, of course, talking about the Pokemon Legends Arceus trailer.
Yes.
Trailer.
Yes.
Trailer. This is the first trailer, I believe. I think we might have got a quick promo trailer.
There was an official trailer about 5 months ago. And then now,
but that didn't have anywhere near as...
Didn't have any gameplay or anything like that. It was just like the open worlds and whatnot and running through the town. This one's got the gameplay trailer.
So, what did you think?
Shocked. I was pleasantly surprised to see that they're stepping... Like, you could say Sword and Shield was stepping out of the mold by going third person, overworld... as the barely out of the mold. Sword and Shield was putting a toe out of the mold. I feel like this is really stepping out of the mold. One question I have is I don't really understand as of yet what the story actually will be about. No, they haven't given us anything of story yet. Yeah, so there's obviously no Pokemon League. I mean, it's back in time, really. Before, as they start the trailer off, it's before Pokemon and human civilization were connected. But I was pleasantly surprised with them adding the dynamics of, say, the trainer you actively move the trainer and command Pokemon. It doesn't look like you do it exactly at the same time. Commanding the Pokemon might be more of a pause combat action, select your move. But then you have to actively dodge Pokemon moves, get out of the way, or else you can, as a trainer, can also black out. That was probably the most appealing thing I found about the trailer as a whole, was the fact that like the trainer is in danger to being electrocuted by a Luxray or something like that. Yeah. Look, I loved how the trainer moved throughout the world. I loved how the open plains of this game look. I love the wild areas of this game. There was very few things in this trailer I wasn't immediately engaging with. There was so many things in this trailer that just
made me so happy. When the Pokeballs get thrown and the Pokemon is caught and the Pokeball shoots up a little firework and makes a little pop thing. One of the most charming things I've ever seen. I loved it.
It's almost like the pokies gambling, where it's like noiseless lights. I was so stoked to see that you can actually throw the Pokeballs in different directions. Like you have to. I mean, obviously it's aim assist, but like actively throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon without having to battle them is very exciting.
Game changer.
It's a game changer. Very exciting. Makes it a lot more immersive to how Pokemon originally was in the anime. Ash would literally do that. He would just throw Pokeballs at the start. He wouldn't even try and fight. And then you'd sit there and tick, tick, tick. That was the best in the anime when you were a kid, was watching whether that Pokeball would just go doo-doo. So they're bringing that back into the games, which is new. Even though it's in the anime, it's new in the games. Super engaging as well. I like that you can sneak up on Pokemon as well. It's obviously going to give you a bit of a advantage with catching them by the look of it. And the movement around the world as well looked insane. And I want to take a second, like, just jump straight into that fish that you ride.
It looks like a bar. What's that Pokemon? So it's like a prehistoric form of Barbroach.
Yeah, they've got the name online. I don't have it.
Same thing with the Stantler.
Yeah, the reindeer.
Yeah, so it looks like that looks like the kind of version the twist of some Pokemon designs that they're gonna do is they're gonna have these kind of ancient versions of the Pokemon. Like we even saw like an ancient version of Growlithe with like a funky haircut. That was sick. Like I love those little changes that they do.
Did you like that Growlithe? Honestly, I didn't like.
I love the little changes. I think there's like a certain charm when they do these little changes to pre-existing Pokemon.
Well, I like the change with the Bravery, which is the Pokemon you fly with. I like its version much better. But then being able to, like, when he was cruising around, it literally looks like a motorbike on the water. It's got the tail that looks like kind of Omaki flames out the back. You can jump down waterfalls. You can jump over like sandbars and whatnot. It looks really interactive. Also, like when you're riding around on the what was it, Stantler?
I think it's Stantler.
He can jump over like little rivers and stuff like that as well. It just looks much more free and open, and it looks like exploring the worlds will be a lot better than Sword and Shield, which was just the small areas. It was quite boring, to be honest.
I mean, and if that's what this Pokemon game is, if it's just a Pokemon game based purely on exploration, discovering the world, and discovering Pokemon, like maybe the hook of this Pokemon game is more what the hook of all Pokemon games should be. Maybe this is a Pokemon game where your goal is to set out and make the first Pokédex. So you're going out catching these Pokemon for the first time ever and documenting this. This Pokemon game could be the first ever documented Pokédex. That could be the crux of this game.
That's an interesting thing to think about too, yeah.
How pretty is a hand-drawn Pokédex going to be, by the way? I'm praying that they do like a hand-drawn sketched Pokédex.
Yeah, it's got like
and
the
that's how
and it just appears in lines. That would be sick.
I got tingles just thinking about it, man.
What do you think about the combat, the styles?
It looked cool. Like
style,
we're not.
Style?
Yeah, and also like the way that when you are in a Pokemon battle, you're not taken to a different screen or anything. Like it's live action; it's happening in front of you.
Yeah, it's a HUD.
I do like the idea that because this is a pre-Pokemon world, they're not going to have all the names for all the moves and stuff like that. Like it's going to be a lot more kind of, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of differences in the strong style, the agile style, and all that stuff. It looked cool. Like it's obviously very cool, and I'm just there's so many things that they're not going to be able to do in this game from existing Pokemon. Like we're not going to have TMs, we're not going to have HMs. Are we going to be able to have Pokemon trainer battles? Are we going to, what's the item system like? How are we going to store Pokemon? How the Pokemon centers.
Imagine if you had to just keep like 6 or 7. If they open up the party a little bit more, but like imagine if you couldn't store Pokemon, that would be an interesting thing to think about.
Well, I mean, what is there going to be a party limit on this Pokemon? Like, does there have to be
one? Like maybe you just walk around.
No,
with
but like,
Pokemon.
or maybe there's no party limit. Maybe you can walk around with as many Pokeball balls in your inventory as you can carry.
Where you actually do see him squatting down, surrounded. I think it was 6 Pokemon that were around him. So I mean,
oh yeah.
Like I'd love it, and I love that we're speculating about it, but I do see it remaining
It'll be
at 6.
yeah.
But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many traditions of Pokemon games that they keep and try and still weave into the narrative of an ancient Pokemon world, and how many they toss to the side.
Yeah, one thing I was super interested about, and I didn't notice it in the trailer. I looked at some other resources and some other people breaking it down. When you use the strong style, you sacrifice. So it's not 1-2, 1-2. It's no longer equal
turn based.
It's no longer like that. It's like it's more like on a time value system. So you have like an agile style will actually increase the amount of attacks you can do within like the certain range of time compared to the enemy.
Cool.
So you might get 2 or 3 attacks in when they only get 1 in. And then if you choose like the strong style, you're sacrificing turns or time on the turns to do increased damage on your abilities. So that already brings in another facet of tactic when you're engaging in battle. I believe it comes up with like a little thing whose turn it is, and they bank up about 4 or 5 turns, and you can see who's going to go and when they're going to go.
That's going to be a game changer. Like, I think the success of this game will really depend on how much they turn away from the traditions of Pokemon. Yeah. I reckon this is Pokemon's chance to step not a toe out of the mold. This is Pokemon's chance to fucking break the mold and get as far away from the traditional Pokemon games as possible without it being a completely different game. Obviously there is things that they need to do in this, but they've finally got a chance where they're not bound in by this, modern day Pokemon world. They're not bound in by anything. They've basically got a clean slate. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
So I think, the success of this game is really going to be dependent on how much they break the mold. And look, we won't have long to wait because this is getting released on the 23rd of January, 2022. 2020. Yeah, 2022. Yep. So look, that's months away. I'm so excited. The one thing I do hope is that it looks a little nicer. It kind of did look pretty janky, and the Switch isn't the most powerful console, but Breath of the Wild looks gorgeous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Also, one thing with like visually, when you're riding, the screen would shake up and down as he was like on the Stantler. Get rid of that. Do not have that, please. If they just do that, they can keep whatever the fuck they want. Just don't make the screen go up and down with the stupid reindeer.
Yeah, we'll give poor J-Ro, friend of the show, motion sickness. We can't be doing that. Man, we're nearly gone 50 minutes here. Jesus Christ, and we haven't even got into the main topic yet.
Tales of
let's fucking
Legends Arceus, super keen. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Okay. Same. Super fucking keen. Rightio, let's get into the main meat of this episode. I mean, fucking hell, it took us a while to get here, but we are doing our top 5 favorite weapons in anime. So, like the other top 5 lists we've done, War of the Waifus, Best Boys and Girls of Anime, this is basically just our personal opinions on our top 5 weapons in anime. I was specific when I picked this one for us, John, that it has to fall under the classifications of a weapon.
Yep.
Meaning that, you know, it has to be something that someone uses to attack or defend or yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
So do you want to kick us off with one from your list? And we'll do some honorable mentions at the end. And this isn't 1 to 5, you know, best to worst. This is just our top 5 favorites in no particular order.
Yeah, I could definitely. I would start off with one that I'm sure is already on your list, or it's definitely an honorable mention. And I'm going to go with the 3DM gear from Attack on Titan. You didn't
Very
pick
nice.
it.
It is not on my list.
Oh,
Not
wow.
on my list.
Not
No.
even on the honorable mentions.
Nope.
3DM gear, Attack on Titan. Unlike my other ones that I've chosen, this is a weapon that everyone got given. Multiple people got given. The rest of them I have. There's only a single weapon. So I thought I had to put this one in there. It was a little bit to the left. But man, what an absolute killing machine! The 3D.
Yeah, there's a few panels in because we bought the omnibuses of the manga, and there's a few panels that they do where it's kind of breaking down how the 3DM gear moves and all the components and the parts, and it's fantastic to look at, man.
Powered.
Yeah, and man, it's utilized so beautifully in the anime. Like we've done 4 episodes on 3 episodes of Attack on Titan. We've banged on about Attack on Titan plenty. But yeah, the scenes of them swinging through Shiganshina and stuff on the 3DM gear will always be some of my most favorite scenes in all of anime. They're gorgeous.
For sure. And that's why I had to put this in the top 5. I mean, if you there's not other, or maybe you could say Bleach with their soul weapons. There's not many other anime that without the weapon, the anime could not exist. Could you imagine Attack on Titan if they didn't have this weapon?
Exactly.
It's just going to be a couple of episodes of everyone getting wiped out.
Yeah, everyone running around. Yeah. A great pick, man. Absolutely perfect pick. I honestly, it would have been on my list, but I'll explain when we get into my list. I had some certain criteria for my list. Do you have anything else to say about the 3DM gear?
No, not really. Without the 3DM gear, Attack on Titan would not be Attack on Titan. It's very ingenious, and like you said, they've got a very detailed and logical description of how the weapon actually works. I mean, it'll go down in history as one of the greatest weapons in anime, because Attack on Titan is going to be one of the greatest animes ever. It's already up there. It's already up there. It's cemented its place. I'm very happy with my choice. My first one off the rank.
Very good. So, for my list, in the past I've employed such methods as the Maria Kondo method, holding something close to my heart, see if it sparks joy. I did a similar one of this with this list, but I did more of like an imaginary one. So basically for this list, if anytime I thought of a weapon, I thought, would I be comfortable with displaying this weapon in my house for people to see without being judged? So every weapon here I'd be happy to put on my wall and be judged accordingly. So
would I be embarrassed if I had one of these at a party?
Yeah, exactly. So first weapon on my list is the Demon Sword Lust Vanya, Meliodas' sacred treasure.
Oh, okay. I had a 7 Deadly Sins weapon as well. Yes, perfect choice, bro.
So if you don't know, Lost Vanya is the curved short sword with the dragon tattoo on the hilt. It is Meliodas' sacred treasure given to him by the king of Leonis after ending the First Holy War. Is it the First Holy War? Yeah, the First Holy War. He receives it in season 2 in the anime, I think, given to him back by Merlin gives it back to him, and it has the power to make 4 copies of Meliodas. Each time it makes a copy of Meliodas, it does half his strength, so it divides his strength among the copies. So it doesn't give him 4 Meliodases at the magical potential of Meliodas. It just gives him 4 Meliodases. And the reason this is such a cool weapon is because it allows Meliodas to use his magical ability full counter, but because he's made 4 copies of himself, he can
Slap it between himself.
use it 4 times. And full counter, doubles the effectiveness of an attack back on the user.
Yep,
so basically, this is just, this is like just times 5ing full counter, and it's fantastic. And just design-wise, I think it's so pretty. Just this short sword. I don't know if you can remember what it looks like, but the short sword, with the holes in the middle and the crescent moons on the outside, and there's like little kind of detailed etching on the back of the blade. It's gorgeous, man. It's fucking beautiful. It's one of my favorite 7 Deadly Sin weapons.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, there's a couple there that are definitely worth being in the list.
It was tough, man. It was tough. I knew I had to put a sacred treasure on my list, and it was tough to pick one.
Yeah, I mean, I put one in. So if you want me to go, I put in
go.
The Spirit Spear Chastifold.
This is what it came down to on my list too. Yeah, fuck. It's tough, man.
Well, I was actually tossing up between Chastifold and I can't remember now.
Jewel Bow Harlequin.
No. What's the name?
Sacred
of
Axe Reader.
Yes, Reader. Yeah. Yeah. Like the introduction of the Sacred Axe was probably actually the best introduction of all the weapons.
Yeah, ruled.
Well, maybe other than the 3-piece staff of Barnes, but
hasn't been introduced in the anime yet, has it? No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but we'll double check.
Because they're in the last season now. Anyway, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't watched it anyway.
The Spirit Sphere Chastifold, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I went with Chastifold just because of the diversity of the weapon, how closely tied to King that the weapon is. It's like peeling open, kind of like the onion. Like the stronger he gets, and the more that he gets over like all of his issues, the more he can bring out in the weapon.
The bigger dem wings get, the bigger that spear gets.
Yeah, exactly. All the way up into the crux of him getting like the final form.
So good.
And also the fact that it's a weapon of absolute destruction, but then you can bring out the resurrection basically that drop. So yeah, all around I went with Chastifold just because it's a completely versatile weapon. Offensive, defensive, recovery, and yeah, the different forms and the way it's animated, just gorgeous, really creative.
Yeah, it always brings so much to a fight scene when King's in it and he's just going full ham with Spirit Spear. Like it's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
and utilized perfectly. Like in the where he first gets his wings. And you see the Spirit Spear kind of upgrade for the first time. And it's just like, it's so fun to watch because like everything just gets beefed up. Like his increase gets, bigger, his sunflower gets bigger. Like it's all fantastic, man. It was really tough for me to pick between Losvania and Spirit Spear Chastifold.
I'm glad
really
that
was.
Both go Chastifold in the end. That's good.
That's
Spirit
good.
Spear Chastifold, King, 7 Deadly Sins. Definitely deserves to be there.
Radio. Next on my list, I'm going... Samihara from Naruto.
Bro, I picked Samihara as well. No way. I did not expect you to pick something like that. We've never spoken about Naruto.
No, we don't. Yeah, we don't talk about
Naruto
that much.
Bro,
no.
I'm shocked that you put that in. I
yeah,
can't
man.
believe
Samihara fucking rules.
Oh my god, I can't believe we both chose Samihara. That's blowing my mind right now. I mean, I thought you for sure you would have done the next one that I've written down.
Oh man, I'm so excited to find. I'll quickly go through Samihara and then we'll get into your one. So yeah, if you don't know, Samihara is one of the great swords from the 7 demon swordsmen or whatever it is.
Yeah, missing in.
The 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. Thank you. Samihara is the most feared out of all of them. Samihara literally means shark skin. It is so fantastic. So it's it originally is wielded by Kisame, who is a member of the Akatsuki when we first see him in Naruto. That's how it gets introduced. And it goes to B after that. Killer B gets Samihara for ages.
Almost fucks him up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But fucking Samihara rules, man. There's so many things I love about. I love the big wrapped sword. Like, I love that design.
Yep.
It's such a fun design, and
And then the
Samihara
reveal
is
under the bandages.
Oh yeah, it's so good, and also the fact that it's it's a sword with sentience, like it actually is an alive, living weapon, and it's gains nourishment from chakra of others. Fantastic.
Yeah, I love the history of it as well. It had so much history in that anime. The fact that it went through like a ton of generations, and no one could really use it until Kasame came along. And as you can tell, the dude's got like gills on his face. He's basically a shark, and that's actually because he was never like that. It's because he carried around Samihara for so long. That they actually became basically biologically they became identical and very symbiotic between each other. And that's how he could bring out like its final form as well. No one ever was able to do that.
And like just some of my favorite episodes of Shippuden have Kisame
in
it.
One of my
like
favorite
he's just
antagonists in the whole series was Kisame.
And the only one out there looking after our boy Itachi when he was with the Akatsuki. Like the only one out there. Yeah. He was Itachi's only friend. Man, we're gonna let's not get sidetracked onto Naruto. It could be a long night.
I mean, we were doing a Naruto episode. We don't talk about it as much.
I know, it's crazy. Anyway, what's next on your list? The one that you think is going to be on my list. I'll be interested.
Well, yeah, I mean, this sword comes in a set of now it's a set of 4 in the manga, but this is the first one of the set, and it's the Demon Slayer, wielded by Asta in Black Clover.
Yeah, look, it was fucking close on my list.
Yeah,
yeah
okay.
It's not on my list, man.
So,
it's fucking sick, though.
Yeah, so Demon Slayer is the first sword he gets very early on. It can cut through it. It's anti-magic, plus it can deflect. Right from the get-go, this sword sets the tone for the entire journey that Asta's going to go on, and the role he's going to play. I love the fact that... I suppose I can't talk about this because it's going to be spoilers for the anime. But there's the backstory to Demon Slayer and the subsequent swords like Demon Smasher, etc., etc. There's a lot of rich story there behind them. It's not just an overpowered weapon in his hands, but it's also the perfect companion for Asta. It's meant to be for him. So, and I guess that's why the Black Clover chose him. So yeah, I had to put it in there. It's also one of my favorite mangas, so couldn't go past the Demon Slayer.
Yeah, man, that's a good pick. It was a tough one. It was a tough one to pass up on, but I'm happy with my list, and I'm gonna hit you with my next one. I think this one might surprise you. So I'm picking Soul Eater Evans from Soul Eater. So I don't know if you know this.
Is this
character
the scythe
weapon? Yeah. So this is the main scythe wielded in the anime Soul Eater. If you don't know anything about Soul Eater, just a fucking quick description. So this is in a world where death meisters, people that take souls from the real world into the afterworld and stuff like that. They kill bad souls, yada yada yada. In this world, a death meister's weapon is a person who can transform into a weapon meister, and our protag is her weapon of choice is Soul Eater Evans, which is his actual name, Soul Eater Evans. Who is a death weapon scythe. So he transforms into a scythe, and the design of this weapon is beautiful. I love this. I love scythes in anime. I think they're so underutilized. I think it's fantastic. So it's this big, I don't know if you remember what it looks like, but yeah, it's a long, skinny pole with a big scythe blade, and it's kind of got this diagonal pattern on the blade
teeth.
with an eye. Yeah, like teeth,
yeah,
and
like teeth
it looks
and an eye, yeah.
and it looks wicked. And again, this is the same thing with Samihara because it's a weapon with a personality. It's kind of cheating putting it on the list, but
Yeah.
I love it. And Soul Eater is such a fantastic character in the series, and he's such a cool, laid back character. And when he's being used by his Meister, it's fantastic to watch. He doesn't get too many power ups throughout the series. Like he's not constantly getting power ups, but a few power ups he does get in the series, like when he learns wavelength and stuff like that, and soul resonance and stuff. It's all fantastic, and I just love his design. I think he's such a beautiful weapon and such a beautiful design. And Soul Eater as an anime is one of my all time favorites. I fucking love that series.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to delve into it. I've had it sitting in my to read list for a long time. I've seen pieces here and there. Like I've obviously in like compilations of good fights and stuff. I've seen bits of Soul Eater. So yeah, I'm gonna get into that hard.
Yeah, awesome.
So that
You
is
wanna
that
hit me with the
3
next
for
one?
you? Is that 3 for you?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Okay, because we had the same one. I've got one left. Do you want to hit me with another one?
Yeah, shit. I'll hit you with another one. Okay.
Yeah, and we'll save the last.
Okay, so along the lines of 3DM gear from Attack on Titan, I've gone with the Dominator from Psycho Pass.
Oh, the pistol.
So if you're not familiar, the Dominator, it's the Dominator. The full name of the weapon is the Dominator Portable Psychological Diagnostic and Suppression Tool, which is what a fucking name. So in the Psycho Pass anime, in that world, it's kind of a hyper surveillanced world where everyone is given a Psycho Pass score, and that score is basically the likelihood of you committing a crime by your how your mental health is at the moment. And the Dominator is a weapon given to the Police Safety Bureau, and basically it is a portable psychological diagnostic system and suppression tool. So
and by
it has
suppression,
all
we
these
mean kill.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got a non-lethal mode, it's got a lethal mode, it's got a destroy decomposer mode where it just annihilates anything. If you've seen the anime, you've seen it. It has transformation sequences. It's very pretty, and it plays such an important, like you mentioned with the 3DM gear, it plays such an important role in the story that it's less of like a weapon or tool, and it's more of a plot device almost. It pulls the story forward, and I had to put a gun in this list because I didn't want it to be all swords and stuff. And this was such a clear choice because it's so fucking pretty. Like, if you don't know what it is or what it looks like, just Google it now and just scroll through the images of it transforming and stuff. It's fucking gorgeous. So yeah, Dominator, an amazing weapon, an amazing anime too, Psycho Pass. If you haven't watched Psycho Pass, fucking get on that. Especially if you liked anime like more kind of grown-up anime like Death Note and stuff like that. Psycho Pass is a must.
Man, speaking of I was thinking about the Death Note, but it's not really a weapon, is it?
Yeah, you could. I tossed it up for a little while. You could use it as a weapon, but yeah.
It definitely kills, I mean.
It definitely kills, but yeah.
It doesn't fall into... It is a book, though, so I was like, no, I can't think about the Death Note, I guess. The most omnipotent weapon, though, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so my last one. This was actually the first one that came in... Actually, Samihara was probably the first weapon I thought about, and then it was this one straight after. But yeah, when I think like anime weapons, I'm thinking like over the top, right? So
I know what this is.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon I can guess it.
You guess it. Go.
Dragon Sword from Berserk.
Yes,
yeah,
Dragon
course.
Slayer from Berserk. 100%. And from where do you start with like Dragon Slayer? When I think about Dragon Slayer, I mean, this might be a spoiler if you haven't seen it. Whatever. It's
fucking like 30 years old. Who fucking?
When
If you're worried about spoilers from Berserk,
that
man,
scene,
grow up.
That scene where the chick gets like kind of possessed a little bit, and she just like kind of starts grinding on the sword, and it's the worst thing ever.
Fucking Berserk, man. Fucking Berserk.
Bro. Berserk is Berserk. Honestly, it is.
I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast. We might have to save it for another time. But when you and Josh were got me into reading Berserk, and like I was checking in with you guys every couple of days, you know, after reading a few chapters, and you guys were kind of like going through, and I was like, yeah, man, this is really good. And then the next day I was like, oh man, yeah, no, it's good. Like, a fair bit of rape in it, hey? And I hadn't even got to the Griffin bit yet. And then, because you guys were like, oh, you guys, yeah, you guys, you had the blood ceremony. I was like, oh, no, not yet. And they're like, oh, okay, wait. And then I read the blood ceremony, and it fucking...
Probably one of the most gruesome and visceral things that I've ever seen in manga or anime was the blood festival or whatever it was called. In Berserk.
And you know, a gruesome and visceral scene deserves, and a gruesome and visceral anime deserves a gruesome and visceral weapon. And Dragon Slayer is exactly that. Exactly that. Like made by. Well, the history behind it is actually that it was made from a slain dragon. It's like 8 feet long. It weighs an ungodly amount of weight. Guts is basically the only person that's been able to wield the sword. He had like a similar sized weapon before that, and he completely broke it by swinging it around way too much. So yeah, just craftsmanship wise, it's super tough weapon that can handle kind of his high impact strength kind of combat. There's, like I said, there's parts in the manga where like it is like a focal point of some pretty fucked up shit. But like I said, when I think about anime weapons, it's always like the over the top big sword. I really wanted to put Cloud's weapon in, the Buster sword. Oh, sword, yeah, fuck yeah. But I thought that was actually the very first thing I thought about, because it's one of my favorite weapons ever. But that's a game, so I'm not going to put that in there. And then I'm like, yeah, no, this is what Dragon Slayer is, though. It's just a freaking massive piece of metal. It's so iconic too. Like it's
exactly.
Such an iconic sword.
How else is he going to stand up to like demons and monsters and ogres and all these like incredibly just mountains of flesh? He's just going to get a massive razor blade and just carve through them. So yeah, along the lines of like the story couldn't be what it is without that weapon. Guts' journey wouldn't have been what it was if he didn't find that weapon. So yeah, my first one found, and the last one on my list will definitely be the Dragon Slayer. And if any fans out there that don't know what Berserk is, I definitely word of warning, like it is an R-rated manga or anime. Like
don't watch the anime. Oof.
Yeah, honestly, if you are reading manga,
read the manga.
Read the manga.
The manga's fucking
gorgeous. The anime is pretty brutal. It's definitely R-rated and definitely like boundary pushing, but fantastic content. The story and the characters are fantastic. One of the best betrayals in any title that I've ever had. So yeah, get out there and get amongst Berserk if you're ready for it. If you think you can take it on.
Oh yeah, man. What a great pick. I knew that was going to be on your list. Yeah. I fucking knew it. Look, and speaking of another iconic weapon of television, of screen, my final pick, and it was always going to be on here. This was the easiest pick when it comes to weapons from anime/cartoons. Of course, it's Sokka's Boomerang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. What a fucking weapon, man.
Bro, that was honestly for a split second there, I was like, he's going to say lightsaber.
No, fuck no. No. Yeah, man, Sokka's Boomerang, given to him by his father right before he left for the 100-Year War. It's such an iconic weapon. It's always so much fun when Sokka's using his boomerang. I mean, it played a crucial role in defeating Combustion Man, or how I will always refer to him as Sparky Boom Man. Yeah, thank you. Sparky Boom Man. It got him out of a bunch of trouble. It also saved Toph's life in the climax in book 3 Fire. You know, it saved Toph's life. It's the best weapon. It's the best weapon he uses. It's better. I wouldn't say it's better than his space sword, but it's the most iconic. And when I think of weapons and I think of Avatar: The Last Airbender, I think of the boomerang. Yeah. So that's why it's on my list. I mean, it's perfect.
Choice. Good choice. I didn't expect that, but great choice. Yes.
Did you have any honourable mentions you wanted to do?
Honourable mentions? No, not really. I haven't written any down at all.
I've only got 3.
I was definitely putting down like pretty much all of the weapons from Bleach.
Yeah, I really wanted to put some Bleach weapons in, but I haven't watched all of Bleach, so I don't exactly know which is my favourite kind of Bakai or anything like that. Yeah. So, yeah, I did put in some honourable mentions, though. Kureka from Blue Exorcist, which is the sword that contains the blue fires of hell. Amazing. I love that katana. I love Blue Exorcist. It's a series a manga series that I've read multiple times over now because I fucking love it. Yep. I wish the anime could come back and start making more anime. It's such a fantastic series and such a cool weapon. I also have the Scissor Blade, or more importantly, the red Scissor Blade that is wielded by Rukio from Kill la Kill. Yep. Again, it's so cool. It's so iconic. Kill la Kill itself is such an iconic anime series, and the Scissor Blade is gorgeous. It's so fun to watch. It has so many fun transitions and stuff like that. And the last one, a little bit left of center. It is the... Sorry, I just got to find it here. I wrote it down. It is the Arceus Type 30 rifle, which is the rifle of choice for Okabe... I can never pronounce his name like anything. Ogata Hakanushiku, who is the sniper from Golden Kamui. I've spoken briefly on this podcast in the past about Golden Kamui, but it's one of my favorite anime of all times. And this is just it's a simple bolt action rifle that is wielded by this sniper, and he's such a fantastic character, and it's such a cool looking weapon on screen. And it's this Japanese made old school bolt action rifle. It's so beautiful. And I just needed to talk about Golden Kamui because I never get a chance to talk about Golden Kamui, and I love it so very much. Well, that's
good. I'd definitely say like Black March as well, but from Tower of God for season 1.
I nearly put Green April in. Green April in. Yeah.
I like all of the 13 seasons. Really good weapons. I mean, you obviously haven't seen more than the 2 in the anime, but the webtoon's going on. There's a couple of sick weapons coming out of God of High School, but again, the anime's not there, so I didn't put them in the list, and I won't mention them for spoilers. The last, and obviously, like I wanted to open up and also say like the lightsaber is still like one of the most godly weapons in any cartoon. Because I'm gonna include the Clone Wars as a cartoon, so. But I wasn't going to put it in there. I didn't want to disrespect you like that. So.
Oh, man. We could almost do another one of these with, like, pretty easily, I reckon. But we've been going forever now, so we should really start wrapping it up. It has been absolutely fantastic having you back in the Studs, John, recording these. I love you, man. I love you. All right, make sure you guys are checking out the socials at Lords of Dorktown on Instagram. If you want to get in touch with us here at the pod, just email us at lordsofdorktown@gmail.com. Drop us a line. Let me know if you want to add anything to my first supper order from KFC or what your favourite weapons are in anime. Just reach out. If you want to leave us a review and stuff like that, that helps get the podcast out there. You want to sign us off, Johnny boy?
everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for having me